Hello, Resilience family. Welcome to another episode, y'all. I hope your Sunday is going well. I have had a busy weekend, kind of tired, sore. I did some manual labor today. Kim did some manual labor over the weekend. I helped a friend out at a festival and moving all this equipment and all this stuff. I was like, oh, what did I sign up for? But anyway, but welcome, family. I have a wonderful episode for you today. A good fellow podcaster is in the house. I am so excited to have her here because, it just feels good to talk to another podcaster. I hate to say it, in our realm of world, somebody that knows what we're doing, that can help out. You can bounce some ideas off of. And her podcast, it just like goes together like a sandwich, like peanut butter and jelly with mine. I believe so. I'm going to let her introduce herself. And when you tell me a little about yourself, Kim, just talk a little bit about your podcast right now. I'm going to flip the script. Yeah, this round.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Kim.
Well, thank you first off for having me. And, I wanted to let your folks know we met just recently, a few weeks ago, on an online networking thing.
Yes.
Which, it was one of those round robin things where they throw you into, these different online rooms for one-to-one. And her and I clicked. And then like 2 rooms later, because they were changing them every 7 minutes, we were connected again. And we looked at each other and went, okay, I guess we're supposed to be talking and supposed to be connected, because it was 2 times. And there was well over 140 people.
Yes.
That were in that round robin thing. You and I connected twice. So I thought that was kind of cool. So that's how we met.
True. I know, right? Fate.
Yeah, indeed. So, and then we both realized, hey, we both have podcasts, and let's talk more about that. But my podcast, I started about 4 years ago, and it's called Let Fear Bounce. And if everybody remembers 4 years ago, it's like when the world changed and doors were shutting and people were losing their jobs and people were ill, all of that craziness. Mm-hmm. We all remember it. And fear was everywhere. And fear was, this is my own opinion, folks, fear was trying to be fed to us on a daily basis, whether it was through the radio, online, social media, television. That's all I talked about. Fear, fear, fear. Don't leave your house. Don't breathe.
That part. I know, right?
Don't be your friends. Don't be around family. You can't be around humans. And I was thinking, no. That is not, we are not meant to live a life of fear. And I refuse to let anyone, I don't care who it is, tell me that I'm supposed to live in fear. Not going to happen.
Right.
So, and I was one of those folks, along with so many millions of others, that lost their job at that time. And I thought, all right, what am I going to do? I'm at a season in life where I had not anticipated having to send out a resume, and I didn't want to.
Wow.
I was like, no, I'm too old for this crap, to be quite honest. And then I was frustrated and angry, and I'm like, I knew that I live with PTSD, so I knew all those little things could start to trigger other stuff.
Right.
Which would be healthy for me, such as depression, constant anxiety, panic attack. You don't want that stuff, So I'm like, I need to keep busy and do something. So I was like, what is this podcasting stuff? That's literally what I asked myself. What is this podcasting stuff? Yeah. So I Googled it. And 2 hours later, I recorded my first episode on my old laptop with no good camera, just the laptop camera, the laptop, sound microphone.
Yeah.
But I did it anyway. And I'm like, well, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to teach myself how to do it. And that was actually my saving grace, because it pushed me out of my comfort zone. Yes. And I had to reach out to people and say, hey, you want to come and chat with me for a half hour?
Exactly.
Let fear bounce. So let's talk about fear, shall we? And that's how it started.
Exactly. I mean, I tell you, and I just tell you, it's just a similarity of us. I started 3 years ago, because 4 years ago, as I shared with you, I lost my son. And that's what triggered everything for me, so kind of like 3.5 years ago, because I lost him. And everything was just going haywire, all the
Yep.
death. It was a lot of suicides happening, as you talking about, we was on still on lockdown, the COVID, era as they call it, and just everything was just doom and gloom to me. And then that happened with my son. And I was just like, excuse me, Lord, hell no, That's what
Right.
I said. I was like, and then I just thought about it too. Podcasting, why not? I had a podcaster partner, and because her and I was brought together on another podcast. That's actually how I got podcasting introduced to my world. I didn't know nothing about it then either. That was probably, I want to say 2018, I think, or something. But that's when it was first introduced to me, this world. And we were co-hosting on somebody else's show and it didn't go well or whatever. We got let go, blah, blah, blah. But and then when, like I said, when we met and we talked, and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I have to have you on my show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you here because we mesh like peanut butter and jelly, because part of being resilient is kicking that fear out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And, fear comes in has so many different names.
It does.
Self-doubt, self-doubt, that
Yes.
negative self-talk.
Yes.
That can present itself as fear. You're just calling it something else.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. And I'm one of those people. I am one of those people who says, no, not today. No. And there are days that I feel like I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Or, I let depression creep in my back door.
Yeah.
It's like some days it's almost like I invited it in,
Totally.
and your day just turns into something poopy.
Yeah.
And you get nothing accomplished. But then once I recognize it, sometimes it might take a little bit, sometimes, and that doesn't happen every day, but when it does, I try and recognize it. Or when I do, I'd be like, oh, no, not today. I don't have time for you today.
Right.
Just don't have time for you today. And the way I look, I'm a person of faith. So when I feel that way and I find myself saying it out loud, not today, I call it the D-man. I let the D-man right in my back door. I let the couple walk in and he's having a party, dancing around saying, I'm going to make her feel depressed. I'm going to make her feel like crap. And I'm like, not today, D-man. Back out the back door,
Yes. So, Kim, I need you to rewind the clock for me and let's talk about this PTSD. What led up to it, got your diagnosis, you're living with it and then surpassing it. You've learning, to do life, around it, through it. Let's talk about it.
Well, I was in the military and I went through an experience I was sexually assaulted by two individuals, snagged in a parking lot.
Wow.
And taken away for a while until I was able to escape.
Wow.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Totally.
So that experience, I stuffed down.
Yeah, of course.
For a very long time.
Yeah.
And I was very young then. I went into the military right out of high school. So you're 18 years old. That's pretty darn young, and you're in the military. So you're on your own. You don't really have that support group anywhere. So for me, it was just stuff it down and do what I got to do. Yeah. And a lot of people over the years, I've met so many people and so many other females that have went through something similar. And any trauma can leave you PTSD, So I have talked to hundreds over the years, but I never addressed my own. It was shoved down until I was not able to keep it shoved down anymore. And it was 15 years later.
Wow.
And 3 things, big life-altering things happened within a 3-month span in my life. Wow. It was just bam, bam, bam. And they were all life-altering. And I found myself on my knees on my living room floor. Wow. And I couldn't maintain anymore. Yeah. I felt like I was going crazy. And it felt as if this door had blasted open. So not only was I dealing with the 3 things that were, I was trying to deal with the 3 things that were happening or had happened, but then all of this stuff from 15 years ago was like
Yeah.
wham, wham, wham. And so I'm like,
Wow.
hyper aware and hyper vigilant and like, everything. I was constant. It was just awful. And I was having regular panic attacks.
Yeah.
I lost a tremendous amount of weight.
Wow.
Couldn't eat. Eating made me sick. And I was in a veteran post. And so most of the guys were Vietnam vets, combat Vietnam vets.
Okay.
And I was the kid because I'm 20 years younger than them.
Yeah.
So they called me the kid. And one day, one of them said, you know what, kid, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I recognize symptoms. And you got to get yourself to the VA. And I'm like, it made me angry.
Yeah.
So I use words I'm not going to use here. But, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Bleep, diddly, bleep, bleep.
Right. Oh, wow.
Like, no, you're not fine. And I'm like, yeah, bleep, bleep, bleep. And he said, if you don't go on your own, I will drag your butt kicking and screaming.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. They did. Him and a couple other guys who I consider my brothers did drag me to the VA and see a counselor. And I am so very thankful that they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's been a long journey.
Yeah.
A very long journey. And that beginning part, because I'm female.
Yeah.
I was in the service a while ago. I was the minority. I was not the norm. And when I first talked to the counselor, because I didn't want to talk to him either, it was a man.
Wow.
I'm like, I got nothing to say to you. So literally for the first time I ever saw him, we just sat there staring at each other across his desk. I didn't say anything.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said, after about 20 minutes, he goes, we can sit here for the whole hour and not say anything. He goes, and I'm going to be really honest with you. We don't know what to do with you.
Right.
You have an experience that we don't have anything in place to help you.
Oh, wow.
Very honest. And there was nothing for females in place. There was no female counselors. There was nothing in place for military sexual trauma. Nothing.
Wow.
And he said, if you want to help yourself and in turn help others, you're going to have to open up to me. So I, in turn, can make sure I get this to the people who need to know about it so we can get something in place. And I went, I don't want to be a trailblazer of any kind. I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
I was angry. And he said, you are not the only person, I am positive, that has been through what you've been through. Do you want to help other people or not?
Wow.
And I eventually said, yeah, I don't, or no, he said, do you want other people to feel like you do right now? There are a ton of other people. He is positive. And it turns out there is many.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Many. And most of them don't come forward. And it took me 15 years.
Yeah.
So, but now there is a whole section devoted to women.
Wow. That is good. That is so good.
But it was hard because at that time, it was very difficult for me because I had to share.
Yeah, somebody violating you. Totally.
Really horrible stuff with a man.
Yes.
And but that's all that was available.
Wow.
Through the VA.
Wow.
And if I look at it now, and it's it's been years, and I still talk to a counselor. It's been years, and I used to be ashamed of that.
Yeah.
Because I used to see it as a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
And then I realized, you know what? Living with PTSD, there is not a damn thing that's weak about that.
Wow.
Because you fight battles every day that no one ever sees.
Right.
No one ever knows because it's not physical. You can't see it. There's scars that people carry, and you have them too, that no one will ever see because they're invisible. Yeah. And sometimes they get scraped and the scab comes off and it starts bleeding again and it hurts like hell but no one sees that. So you're fighting these battles each day. Maybe you're fighting them each night because you have nightmares or flashbacks, all of that stuff. That takes strength to get through a day sometimes. So there's nothing weak about someone that lives with PTSD. To me, I look at it as, holy cow, you are one heck of a warrior.
Wow.
Because you fight battles all the time that no one ever sees. And you're winning them. You're winning them because you're still here.
Wow.
That's how I get a little worked up. Sorry.
No, that is good though. We need that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if you wouldn't have, came forward and actually kind of like you saying, calm your fears, calm the shame, calm the hurt, and actually have to talk to another man, that didn't do this to you, but it made it hard to talk to other men. It made it hard for you to trust men,
Trust is that's still one I struggle with.
Yes.
And I know there's a lot of people out there in the same kind of boat. Maybe not my specific one, but people have had trauma or they live with PTSD. Oh. Maybe it's undiagnosed. Maybe they're living with it and it's undiagnosed and they don't have the tools.
Yeah.
To deal with it on a day-to-day basis. Please go talk to somebody.
Yes, please. Yes.
Dial 988. That's the United States.
Yeah, I know. I forgot to put that across the screen. You're right. 988.
Yeah, 988. And if you're a veteran, it's 988, press 1. Pressing 1 is what gets you the Veteran Crisis Hotline. So
there we go.
That's such an easy number now. You don't have to remember 7 or 10 numbers. It's just 988.
Yes.
So if you don't know where to turn, that's your first step. Dial 988.
That is good. I am a big advocate for mental health. I need to do more with it. Is actually what I'm working on. I probably done talked about this so many seconds, but I promise you guys, listeners out there, I'm working on it. It's taking some time, but I want to have like a hub. I want to have this hub of resources for people to reach, like on my website, anywhere. They could click on it, and just have somewhere to go to that's kind of national, that'll probably send them somewhere to the state that they're in, the city or whatever.
Like a directory type thing.
Kind of like, yeah.
Because there are a number. I mean, well, there's so many organizations that can be so beneficial. Because what I deal with is just one thing.
Right.
There's so many people that go through so, and support groups and all kinds of stuff like that. Wow.
Yes.
To have a hub like that would be awesome for people.
I know. I know there's somebody have it somewhere or something, but I just want to add to it. I want to add access to people because we're fragile, and I love us people. You know what I'm saying? And our minds are so fragile. We all have been through something. We all have stories. And I want to try to wipe the fear out of getting help. Because like you said, some people believe doing that is being weak.
I did for the longest time.
See? Yeah.
I'm thinking, because at least for me, my mindset was, I was in the military, for goodness sakes.
That's, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So that happened to me, whatever, that was my way of dealing with it was anger.
Yes.
But then I realized, at least, my counselors helped me over the years to realize I was given that one instance. Now, granted, it was life altering, but it didn't last my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Specifically, technically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a certain chunk of hours that I was given way too much headspace to. Way too much headspace. It was a chunk of hours out of my entire life.
Yeah.
And I gave it so much unknowingly because it was just sitting back there waiting to come out.
Yeah.
But it had to. And that's the other thing, folks. And I'm sure you know this too, Dawn. You can stuff that stuff down, but it will come out.
Oh my God. So, and you never know when it's going to come out. You never know what's going to trigger it,
Right. But it has to come out because you're not meant to carry all that in there. You're not meant to.
Yes. Yes,
We're
yes,
not
yes.
we're not meant to live a life in fear or
Totally
feeling
not.
awful every day. That's not why we're here. That's not why
Totally
we were
not.
created.
I'm trying to tell you, God said he did not create us for fear. He created us to have a sound mind, you know?
Right.
Yes.
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 And
Yes.
so, hey, we're all human. We stumble and fall.
We do. We do.
We're going to. But, I'm thankful for all of the different people that I've met through the years, and the people that I go to professionally to talk to, the tools that they've given me, those
Yeah.
little nuggets
Yes.
because they're not all going
Yes.
to work for everybody. It's not one size fits all.
Yes.
So what's going to
Yes.
work for me might not work for you at all.
Right. Right.
But here's something. My counselor told me, this is several months ago. I was just having a bad day. It was just one of those days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I woke up and I'm like, it's going to be a crappy day.
Yeah.
You just wake up knowing it, and you're like, what can I do to change this around? And I happened to have my appointment with her that day. And I was, she says, tell me what you're feeling. Now tell me why. And so I was explaining all of that. And she said, okay, Kim, what do you see, or what do you say to yourself when you look in the mirror? What do you see? And I said, today, because I was in a mood, it was a bad day. I go, today, I see someone I don't feel like looking at. I see someone who's tired, who feels a little cold. And I was just like, and just putting myself down.
Wow.
Bam, bam, bam.
Wow.
And she said, all right, I want to tell you something, Kim. She said, and this is going to go against everything you just said.
Wow.
About yourself. She goes, but this is something I want you to write down, do whatever it is you need to remember it. You have a 100% success rate for getting through the tough stuff because you're standing. And when she said that, something in my brain just went, and that changed. And it's just, something like that. And I'm going, oh my gosh, why haven't I ever heard that before? And she goes,
in that way, right? Wow.
In that way, that I was able to receive it.
Yes.
And I have shared that with so many people. And they've all said, oh my gosh. And I'm like, write it down on a sticky note. I'm telling you. And I have mine on a bright yellow sticky note.
That's good. Oh, girl. I'm
directly above my laptop. So when I sit down, I'm looking at it right now. You have a 100%, because it doesn't get any better than 100% success.
I'm telling you. Wow.
So
I like that.
Yeah. Write that down, folks.
Yes, please. I'm gonna write that down, because you be needing those little nuggets, like you said.
Yeah. And now maybe that's not maybe that's not gonna hit people the way it hit me. But maybe a month from now, you might look down on the tablet or the sticky note or whatever it is you're writing on and look at it and go, oh, okay, yep, today it hit.
Right.
You don't know.
Right. You don't. You really don't. And that's good. I'm going to write that down for myself, because I do. I had one the other day, and a good friend, oh my God, a good friend, Gigi, girl, thank you. Anyway, shout out. Actually, she just commented to us. I'm going to read it in one sec. But I had a bad day too, like you were saying, Kim. And I was just like, what in the world? Like, I really had to ask myself, like, what are you doing, Dawn? Like, why are you here? I went through these various, questions, and like, why are you here?
When you just said, why are you here?
Yes.
I've had that question too, and I never used to, but within the last year or so, for whatever reason, it's like, my question to myself is, what's the point, Kim? And when I started having that, I would literally say, look at that sticky note, Kim, because having that thought in my head scared me. I scared myself.
Yeah. I love
that. And I'm
that.
like, no, Kim, you have 100% success rate for getting through the tough stuff. Get that thought out of your head. That's the D-man coming in again.
Yeah.
So, when you just said that, that's what
I know, right?
Oh my God. It's so hard when those thoughts come in.
It does. It creep. It does. And I know, and I always know, me, being a woman of faith, loving God dearly, that I have him, you know what I'm saying? That we have that word, but adding with those little nuggets, like you just saying, having that reminder, the sticky note right there, it helps, like you said, and it helps occupy that space, that head space, needing that. That's a tool. I mean,
Yes.
seriously.
Because that space in our heads can get a little crowded.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, and sometimes it try to take you over, to the left field, or you want to go right. Actually, you want to stay in the, Yes.
Yeah.
This is
real.
And
I'm as a person of faith, and I know God's there for me. I know He's got me.
Yes.
I know. In like my head, I envision His angel army surrounding me every dang day.
Yeah.
Because they have to be, because I'm still here.
Yes.
But there are those days where those poopy days, and I'll be like, I don't even know what to pray. I don't even know what to pray, God.
Look, it'd be like that. I'd just be like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
And that's what's the Bible say when you don't have any words to pray, just say Jesus.
Yes.
Somewhere in there, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, of course. I got you. The Holy Spirit will intervene for us. Trust me. I got you. Yes. I want to read
because in our humanness, we forget. We get too stuck in our own muck.
I'm trying to tell you, we do. We really do. And sometimes, forgive me, but it feel good. I hate to say that.
Well, it'd be really easy to stay there.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So I wanted to share. I got a comment. This is Gigi, who I was just talking about. Kim,
okay.
Janasha, but we call her Gigi because everybody can't pronounce her wonderful name. But she says, I have overcome the trauma of the world, placing me in a stronghold as I was professionally diagnosed with PTSD as domestic violence victim. As a believer of God, I can proudly say that I could stand as a thriver today with continuous care. Thank you for sharing. Okay, right? I mean, man. And I just want to say, so let's talk about some of the signs that you experience, Kim. Some signs that people may not be aware of, or they're ignoring maybe, to say, go get help and it's okay.
For me, just a second, I have a bug crawling across my camera.
OMG, bug, this is not your home.
No. I'm like, I just looked up, I'm going, what is that little guy doing there? Pardon me for that.
No worries.
So for me, not being able to sleep, because my mind just races. I can't quiet my mind down at nighttime. And that was one thing that's still one of my issues, but it was really prevalent before I actually started, talking to someone. And nightmares for me, those were two of the big ones. Can't sleep. And when I did, it was not restful sleep. There was a lot of nightmares involved.
Wow.
And then you're just overly tired all the time because you can't sleep.
Wow.
That was a big one for me. And I just kept slogging through because I was married. I'm a mom. I work full time. I got stuff to do. I don't have time to be tired.
Wow.
And I hadn't shared all of that. So it was just, I must be this is what I told myself. I must be tired because I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I work full time. I'm constantly running. That's why I'm so tired. That's why I can't sleep.
Wow.
The excuses that we make for ourselves are amazing.
Wow.
But that was a big one. And so now when I notice that happening, I'll be like, all right, Kim, what do we have to do this evening so you can settle your mind before you lay down to go to sleep?
Right.
So those were just things that I had to learn over the years. But that big one for me was not being able to sleep. And that was the main thing, actually, not being able to sleep. Now, there's a lot of other stuff. There's a whole lot of
stuff. I wanted to talk about yours. I have the same ones. And you know what? Like, okay, just being totally 100, I'm having those issues currently myself too. The sleep patterns, my sleep patterns have been off. They've been off for a while. So I actually did go back to therapy. It just wasn't a fit, the therapist that I had. So I'm actually seeking out another therapist. I'm not sure if I want to go back to the same company that they were with. But I just want to say to everyone, it's okay. Don't be ashamed,
Because
Don't
you
beat
are not the
yourself
only
up.
one. Yeah.
Exactly. Don't think you crazy, because I done heard it all, but it's a part of your health. Your mental health is a part of your full health. Your physical health is connected to everything.
Yep.
And we want to what is the nurture each part of us to be well,
And I think also being female, because married or not, parents, work, whatever, there's always
Yeah.
stress happening. And I, at least from my experience and other women that I've talked to, it's so easy for us to rip ourselves apart and
Oh
to
my God. Say
to
that
keep going,
again.
going,
Yes.
because that's what's expected of us.
Yes.
And we never stop to think, I need to actually take care of myself.
My
Instead,
God.
because we take care of everything else and everybody else.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that's just so common, so common.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that's another mind shift, a mindset that you have to move around
Yeah.
and change in yourself. It took me years to say, Kim, it's okay.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
It's okay to actually take a nap.
Yes.
You don't have to constantly be moving, working.
Wow.
You can sit down and read for an hour.
Wow. 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 Wow.
So just those little things, because I don't know about all you folks, but when I'm in that mindset where it's just, you got to go, and that's how I always am, go. Don't relax. You got to get stuff done, because
Yes,
as I
right?
get busy, my brain is refocused,
Yeah.
staying busy, you forget, you just forget. And then your health eventually, and it will, and I'm sure people listening right now are already dealing with it. It will affect your health
Yes.
in a negative manner.
Yeah.
You can't eat pizza every night.
I'm telling you. I wish,
because you don't feel like cooking because you're depressed. You can't eat pizza every night.
Look, man, popping something in the microwave. Look.
Right. It will negatively impact your health, your overall health. And it's just, that can lead to diabetes, all kinds of, long-term illnesses.
Man, right. It just starts
That's
something
scary
else.
stuff.
Yeah, it's like a snowball effect. And we want to stop that snowball. We don't want that snowball. Look, we want the snowball to wipe out your debt, but we don't want that snowball to wipe out your health.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I hear you.
I'm just saying. So real quick, I want you to talk about where you put your energy to, the tools that helped you. I want you to talk about these books you wrote. Tell me about a couple of them.
Yeah, I found that writing was quite cathartic for me. And so because I'm able to word things differently when I'm writing, it comes easier to me than to speak it out loud.
Right.
So I started writing, I think 2014-ish.
Okay.
And so I was a part of an anthology. So I was one chapter in a book, and I was sharing in very general terms my story. Gotcha. I kept it very, very general.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time I'd ever done that.
Yeah, put it out there.
Gotcha. Yes. My family didn't even know.
Wow.
I didn't share it with anybody because I stuffed it down so well.
Wow.
So that kind of opened the door. And since then I've been writing, I've written articles for magazines and stuff like that. Just opportunities started coming, which was kind of cool.
Wow. Amazing.
And then I'm like, you know what? I want to do more. Yeah. I want to give that opportunity to other people too. So for the last 4 years, almost 5, I coordinate anthologies. So I'm the one now who's
bringing the
co-authors to write stories. So the first 3, that was the first year in COVID. The first 3 were faith-based. It was called When Grace Found Me, Volume 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
And it's 20 women in each book sharing something that they've overcome and when God's grace found them and what it did for them. Wow. And then I created one or coordinated one called When Hope Found Me.
Wow.
And then the last 2, the most recent, are all about pets. So it's paw prints on the couch and paw prints on the kitchen floor. And those are the most recent. And those are pet parents coming together and sharing how pets enrich their lives. And me living with PTSD, I can say that my dog has been probably one of the best things.
Yeah.
That refocuses me and calms me.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And I am a huge advocate for companion animals, for those who live with PTSD, for service animals who need it.
Beautiful.
So I'm a huge advocate for that. And those books, these paw prints books, the proceeds go to a local no-kill shelter in my area.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So awesome. It helps other animals, be able, and then other people, because my dogs have all come from shelters. So, and that's another my passion. I like working with and helping veterans. I've been doing that for decades, and also a big advocate for, animals, because they can't speak for themselves. Somebody has to.
Yeah.
So if I can help in that little way in my small slice of the world, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I'm giving you a hand clap because this is awesome. That is awesome. I mean, we all have to do our small part, and hopefully, the whole, it affects what it affects, and it makes a difference. Whether we see it or not believe it, whatever, it makes a difference.
My version of tossing out mustard seeds.
Hey. Plant them seeds, y'all. Catch one.
That's right. And then I have another book coming out next month in November called Nuggets of Hope, Cultivate Kindness.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
I'm actually, and that one's taken me over a year to write. No, 2 years. 2 years. It's been almost 2 years. There's a lot of personal stuff in there and things that I'm doing to provide, to give a nugget of hope to other people.
Yeah.
But every time I do that, it's helping me too.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that because this book is just all me. It's not an anthology. This is Kim writing the whole book herself. It's not co-authored. So.
Well, congratulations.
I'm excited about it.
That's going to be amazing. I'm going to have you back on so we can talk about it when you release it. Because, I'm going to get all of them. I love reading. I have a book club and I love reading. I'm trying to get this book club active. That's another little, I don't know.
There's so many things. There's so many things to do.
That we do. It is. I mean, it's just when it comes to you, it's like, but I really know I have to sit down and cultivate, it. We really do. Oh, Denise said, congratulations. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yay. But yes. But I thank you for sharing your story with us, because post-traumatic stress, disorder is something else. It's something else.
That's a nice way to, it's something else. You're darn right it is.
That's all I got to say, and I'm just glad you came to share your story with us, with my audience, because I want people to know, see, like you're saying, you're not alone, and this is what you can do to help live with it. Don't let it end you. Don't let it be all to all,
Don't let it define you.
Yeah. Yes.
That was a lesson, a hard learned lesson for me.
Yes.
Don't let it define you, because remember, it's not a weakness. You're so dang strong because you're battling it every day. That takes so much strength to do that. So I'm going to share my little thing again that I have on my sticky note. Your success rate for getting through the tough stuff is 100% because you're still standing. Don't forget.
I need one of those cowbells. I'll be ringing it right now, right?
I was going to say, I don't have a bell on my desk.
I'm trying to tell you. Look, but thank you.
I have a train whistle. I do have a train whistle.
Oh.
There you go.
There we go. Hey.
A coworker gave this to me years and years ago because I said, I am the conductor of this train. And the next Monday, I came into work and there was a train whistle sitting on my desk.
OMG.
So now I keep it on my desk here at home and
blow
it every once in a while to remember I'm in charge of this train.
I know that's right. So tell everyone how they can reach you to know about your books and to listen to your podcast.
Easiest way, because where you can find everything is on my website, which is kimlenglingauthor.com. Everything's there. You can listen to the most recent episode of my podcast. It shows you what books are out. There's a little button there that says browse books. You can get on there and see all the different books. Pardon me. Because I've created some journals too and stuff. That's for fun. I just like doing that for fun. But get on there on my website. Everything. I'm also planning on one more Paw Prints book, coordinating an anthology to make this rounded out to 3. So it's a series. So I will be putting a call out for co-authors on my website soon for that as well. And that would be a book that would come out next August in 2025. Yeah. Get out there, get on my website, and you'll, find out what's going on. You can click that subscribe button, and I'll keep in touch and let you. Then that way, another way, you'll know what's going on.
Maybe I get my foot wet. Look, yes.
There you go. Yes.
You know what? It keeps coming up, Kim. I'm going to have to get in this Arthur field with everybody else and write a good book too. Look. But yeah.
And you know what? Being and I just met another author. She just became an author because she wrote a chapter in a book. And that is such a wonderful stepping stone to begin that journey.
Nice.
Because you get a feel for it, because, you're sending in your story, but it's going to be edited.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be going through that whole process too. And, it's a big learning curve.
Right.
Wow. And you have to, thicken up your skin a little bit.
Look, I got to put a thinking cap on. I'm like, where do you start?
It's a fun journey though, because oh my gosh.
We're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk more about that. Seriously.
Another show.
That part. Thank you, Gigi. Gigi has done that too. What you've done, Kim. And how y'all use that word? Anthology? Is that how you call it?
Anthology. Yeah, where you've got a whole bunch of different co-authors in the book.
Yeah, that
awesome, Gigi.
I take my hats off to y'all, because I got to get the brain working. Because I was like, I'm gonna just hire a ghostwriter. That's me. But anyway, I'm gonna try not to, y'all. I'm gonna try not to.
You can write your own. You've got more than one story in you that you can share, I'm sure.
All right, girl.
I'm telling you.
It's coming, y'all. It's coming.
See who just wrote that? Is that G? It's time to write the story for God's glory, Dawn Jackson. I'm with you there, Gigi. I hear you.
I know, overdue, right, y'all? I'm gonna get there. I gotta get my life together. As I tell people, I've been telling so many folks, you gotta get yourself together. I gotta tell myself that. Get your life, Dawn. But anyway,
you know what though? You're never. It's never gonna be 100% together. So I tell myself, all right, Kim. Well, it's true, and I tell myself, okay, Kim, how many more excuses you want to give yourself before you actually do it?
Yeah. Look, wait a minute.
That's
I gotta go straight up. You hit touchdown.
You can do it. I'll be your little cheerleader. You can do it.
I'm telling you, I will. I am. I really am. I am. But I thank you, Kim. This was so much fun. Thank you again for sharing your story, taking up your time, because our time is precious. I will tell my guests thank you because we don't get it back. I appreciate you, like seriously. And we're going to be talking because we got some things to cultivate, to create together, ma'am. We have to continue this conversation and get it going.
I hear you.
Yes, but thank you, my resilience family, y'all. I thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Just thank you. Stay well, guys. Stay well. Stay blessed. And always, you always know what I say. Stay resilient, okay? I love you guys. I really do. Love you guys.